Alright, sorry everybody, it's taking so long to finish up this little series. But, let's see. Guess what? I finally got down to Indianapolis. Yeah, that's where I was. And then as soon as I got down there, it was different. Like, when I first got down there, they, make me strip all my clothes down again, give them all my personal stuff. Like, they even kept my inhaler this time. They said that I shouldn't need it, and if I did need it, that I should see my family doctor when I got out. So, they sent me into like a little shower, like small shower room, probably about 2 feet wide, 2 feet long, maybe a little bigger. But made me strip all my clothes, like I said, and made me squat and cough, which was very violating. I felt violated, very violated, very violated. And then came out, put my clothes back on, and then they sent me into a room that looked like a big bus station. And I sat in there for probably about an hour before they called me up to some desk just to get my name, so I can make sure it was spelled right. And then they made me sit back down, and then they were like bologna sandwiches, like just sitting, like little bags of bologna sandwiches sitting all over the place. Like, I guess it was like a buffet, we could just help ourselves to, all the bologna we could eat. And I was hungry at this time, but I was just like, not gonna do it. I'm still gonna refuse to eat food. Yeah, I was still refusing. I was starved, but it's a hot bologna sandwich. That's like sickness waiting to happen, so I didn't do it. And then we were sitting there. It was like probably about 100 guys in there, and we were all just talking. They was telling their story, why they was in there, but why they shouldn't really be in there, even though they did what they did, but they shouldn't have. I guess if somebody hadn't told, they wouldn't got caught or something crazy like that. So they was cracking jokes, cracking on people. It's kind of funny. So got a little bit of entertainment out of the whole situation. And then some guy was just, I guess, acting real crazy, I guess you can say, for a lack of better words right now. But he's acting crazy, and one of the, I guess, the guards or correctional guys told him to sit down and be quiet. He wouldn't sit down, he wouldn't be quiet. And they kept telling him he wouldn't, but he kept saying like he was like, yeah, I'll do it, like I'm doing it. But I guess he was drunk, so he wasn't really, I guess his brain and his body weren't on the same page. I think one of them thought he was actually doing what he was supposed to be doing, but the other one didn't. So they put him they isolated him, put him in a room, and probably about 6 or 8 guards went in there, and they were like, sit down pretty much and be quiet, and he just kept talking, and they finally wrestled him to the ground, and he was fighting, of course, like not just resisting, I guess you could say. So he ended up getting 30 more days, I guess. And then I don't remember if he got tased or not, but like this whole time they made us all get up and made us go into the drunk tank, which smelled like throw up. Oh my goodness, it smelled terrible. So they made us go in there into the drunk tank, made us sit in there on the concrete, more concrete. It was wood though, concrete and wood this time, so it was a little more cozy. So they made us sit in there while they got this guy under control, and then they let us all come back out, and we just sat there probably about another 2-3 hours. And then they finally called me, got my fingerprints, they took my picture. I was smiling too, because I just got a nice little fresh haircut when I was up in Fort Wayne, so I thought I was a little fresh, smile about it, because I knew I was getting out soon. So let's see, they sent me to a little like this is like a little room just to divide everybody, like a I guess like picking teams. So they put me with all the guys that were going to my area. They separated everybody else into the areas they want to go to, and then they sent us to the hallway, made us sit down, and then they called us up there. You know, told us our charges, and told us how much it was going to be to bail us out for on the bond, I guess. And I think mine was like, I want to say like 3,700 or something like that. So the whole charge, I mean the whole amount would have been like 370,000 or something ridiculous like that. 37,000, but 10% of that. So I don't know, but anyways, so they told us how much it was gonna cost, and then they gave us paperwork, and then they sent us outside to get into a van. No coats or anything. They just sent us outside to get in the cold vans, and we all was chained together. First time I've ever been chained to other guys. They chained us all together, and you know it's kind of a puzzle trying to get everybody in there to sit down without the chains getting messed up, but we figured it out. And then they took us over across town or downtown to another part of the jail. You know, they got us out, walked back in, and then they gave us some more lunch. They gave us fresh lunch this time. It was actually cold. So we had cold bologna sandwiches, some carrots, some juice, some milk, and some lemon cookies. Hands down, best meal I had while I was there. And I did eat, and it was delicious, very delicious. But I haven't eaten bologna since I've got out of jail. Haven't eaten bologna. I don't think I'll ever eat bologna again. Nothing to do with the jail, just bologna's disgusting for some reason now. But so they let us eat our lunch, and then they took us. Where'd they take us? Oh, they sent us through a metal detector. They took off our chains, sent us through a metal detector, and into another shower room where we all were sitting, and we all waited about 30 minutes. And then, you know, they brought us out, sit us into another jail cell, and we sat there, you know, about 2 hours. Yeah, about 2 hours we sat there, and then they took us out, and they took us underground, like a long, like just concrete tunnel, excuse me, to another side of the jail. And it just felt like I was on the Underground Railroads. Well, that was the joke I was cracking while I was in there. That I'm on the Underground Railroad, and you know, I wanted my free. So I was like, give us free. I'm a style if y'all didn't know. But so we walked down there, and they sent us in to a bunk room, which it looked like something you would see like if you went into like the army or into like I guess a camp or something like that. So they sent us in that room, and they didn't give us a mat or anything. So we just took like our t-shirts and stuff that we had on, and we just got up on the metal beds and just laid there. And I guess we relaxed for probably about an hour and a half. And then they individually they would pull us back and go into the medical area, and they gave us like a shot for like TB and like hepatitis and stuff like that. So they gave us shots for that stuff when we got down there. And then went back in the room, waited till everybody was done, and then they sent us into the clothing room so they could issue us our jail clothing. So, you know, and your colors represented what area you was going to be in. I think, what color I had while I was there? I think I had tan in Indianapolis. I had orange in Fort Wayne, which was the standard for everybody. Like if you got red, you didn't get to come out of your room for 23 hours, so you had to stay in there by yourself 23 hours. So glad I didn't get a red jumpsuit. But yeah, they gave us our stuff. They actually gave us underwear this time. And Indy got me 2 pair of boxers, you know, about 6 pair of socks. And they charge for socks in Fort Wayne. They charge for everything in Fort Wayne. And they, you know, gave us our soap, our tissue. And then they packed us up again, or bundled us up, or whatever you want to call it. And they sent us down to a shower room where we laid for, you know, about an hour, just waiting for them to, I guess, switch shifts or something like that. So they locked us in there. So we took our bags and we laid on them to see who they was gonna move us next. So probably the whole time I was down there, they probably had me in 12 different jail cell like settings. And then see, it's probably about 6 o'clock now in the morning, and they, you know, they finally got us upstairs to where we were gonna be staying, like our bunks. I don't even remember what it was. I think it was like VW. I think is where I was at, VW something. And then you know, gave me my room assignment. And when I got in there, it was just breakfast time. So I was in there. I got my tray, but I had just ate my bologna sandwich, so I wasn't really hungry. But I got my tray, and they were like, the guy came out. I was like, "Hey, can I have your breakfast?" I was like, "Yeah, you can have my breakfast, no problem." Because I actually seen a roach running up the wall while I was getting my tray, and I was just like, "I don't want it. I'll be out of here in a few hours." So he said, "I'm just gonna not eat until, you know, I get to leave." So let's see. I'm up there. Yeah, just go in my room. I lay down, and then I come out, and that was about it.